Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we are taking a deep dive into something, well, pretty universal: fear.
Right. That feeling that can be so powerful, often really limiting.
Yeah, and how do we actually get past it? When it really takes hold.
We're looking at a specific method today drawn from the 5-second rule book, chapter 14, actually.
Ah, the one that combines the rule itself with something called anchor thoughts.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So our goal here is to really get into how fear works, how it shows up for people.
And then break down this technique for beating it.
Exactly. And look at how you can use it, not just for a phobia like flying, but for basically any time fear's holding you back.
Taking back control, essentially. We've pulled the key bits from the material for you.
Yeah, it should give you a really clear, actionable picture.
So to start, let's maybe paint a picture of what that fear feels like. The source uses the author's own experience with a fear of flying.
Oh yeah, it's quite vivid. They talk about doing some, well, the book calls them nutty things because of the fear. Like, before even boarding, meticulously scanning the gate area, looking for people they thought were safe.
Safe? What kind of people?
Women with small babies, military folks, clergy, people in wheelchairs.
The idea being that God wouldn't let the plane crash with them on board.
Pretty much. A kind of frantic, superstitious search for comfort. Anything to just get on the plane.
Wow. Okay. So that's before flying. What about once they were actually on the plane?
That's when the physical stuff really kicked in. Heart racing, chest tightening up just during the taxi.
You take off.
Full-blown panic.
Yeah.
They describe visualizing the absolute worst things happening.
Like explosions, terrorists.
Rows getting sucked out, the plane just falling. Really graphic, terrifying images.
Sounds awful, just clenching the armrest, struggling to breathe.
Totally. Just completely overwhelmed.
Was there anything that brought relief?
Only temporary things. Like hearing the captain's voice apparently cut their fear index, as they put it, in half instantly.
Okay, a moment of calm.
A brief one. But they wouldn't really truly relax until that seatbelt sign finally switched off.
Right, the signal that the most dangerous part felt over.
Exactly. It just shows how deep that fear can run mentally and physically.
Okay, so that's the problem laid bare. What's the solution offered? How do you break that cycle?
Well, the author claims they completely cured this fear. Cured it. Using the 5-second rule combined with these anchor thoughts.
Which is a kind of anxiety reappraisal, right?
Exactly. Thinking about it differently.
And importantly, this isn't just for flying fear, is it?
No, not at all. The material stresses that. It says you can use this same technique for pretty much any fear.
They mentioned someone else, Zahara, using it for flying too.
Yeah, and finding it really worked for her as well, so it seems transferable.
Okay, let's get practical then. How do you actually create one, an anchor thought?
It's actually pretty straightforward once you get the idea. It's basically a positive, specific mental image connected to the successful outcome or something good waiting for you at your destination or after the feared event.
So you make it before you need it, relevant to the situation.
Precisely. You think, okay, where am I going? Or what am I about to do? And then you focus on something you're genuinely excited about.
Like looking forward to something specific.
Yeah. They give examples, like if you're flying to see friends in Driggs, Idaho.
Okay.
Maybe your anchor thought is picturing yourself climbing Tabletop Mountain there, something you really want to do.
Got it. Or if you're going home.
Maybe heading back to Michigan. The anchor could be that feeling of pulling into your parents' driveway.
Or seeing the kids run out to hug Grandma and Grandpa.
Exactly. Or maybe picturing a walk along Lake Michigan with your mom, something concrete, positive, and sensory.
What about work stuff, like a meeting?
Same principle. Flying to Chicago for a meeting. Maybe the anchor thought is picturing having a great dinner with the client after all goes well.
Focusing on the successful aftermath.
Right. The key is picking one specific, positive image that represents that good outcome. Once you kind of nail that image down, the rest is easier.
Interesting. And this connects to some kind of planning strategy.
Yeah, if-then planning. That's what the material calls it. It's rooted in behavioral science.
Okay, explain that. If-then.
It just means having a preset plan for when things get tough. So plan A is, hope you don't get nervous at all.
The ideal scenario.
Right. But if you get on the plane or you walk into that meeting and you do start feeling the nerves kick in,
And what?
then you immediately switch to plan B. Use the 5-second rule and immediately pull up your anchor thought.
So it's like having a mental backup plan ready to go.
Exactly. And it's not just a nice theory. The book mentions studies showing this kind of if-then planning can actually boost your success rate, like Nearly 3 times.
Wow, okay. That's significant. Having that predetermined response makes a real difference.
It really does. Takes the guesswork out of it when you're stressed.
All right, so you've prepped, you've got your anchor thought ready. Now you're in it. The plane hits turbulence, or the meeting starts getting tense. Fear spikes. What do you do right then?
Okay, so first, you notice the trigger. That moment, something makes you nervous.
It could be anything, right? A weird noise, the plane climbing too long?
Yeah, or turbulence, bad weather, even just a weird vibe from someone nearby. Fear patterns get triggered easily.
So you notice it.
Then, instantly, you use the rule. Count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the point of the counting?
It's like a mental gear shift.
Yeah.
It interrupts that automatic fear signal that's like hijacking your brain.
Stops the spiral.
Right. It helps disengage the fear center, the amygdala, and activates your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain.
Pulls you out of the panic and into the present.
Exactly. And then the crucial step.
Yeah.
Immediately after 1, you force your mind onto that specific anchor image.
So boom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Picture walking on the beach with mom.
Yes. Or having that great client dinner in Chicago, or standing on Tabletop Mountain, whatever your chosen image is.
And why is that so powerful? Just picturing something nice.
Because it gives your brain immediate proof against the fear. If you're vividly picturing yourself at the destination doing that thing.
Then obviously the plane didn't crash.
Exactly. Or the meeting didn't end in disaster. Your brain gets that context that, hey, the feared thing didn't happen because here I am picturing the good outcome.
I see. So the mind stops escalating the fear.
Right. It calms the mental storm and then the body follows. Heart rate slows, breathing evens out.
That makes sense. But is doing it once enough?
No. And the material's really clear on this. Curing the fear, really overcoming it, comes from using the technique over and over. Every single time you feel that fear start to bubble up.
So it's like building a muscle.
Kinda, yeah. You're retraining your brain's response.
Yeah.
And the good news is, it apparently gets much easier the more you do it.
What's the long-term goal then?
You're basically training your mind's default setting. So instead of automatically jumping to fear when triggered,
It jumps to the positive anchor thought instead.
yeah, or at least the anticipation linked to it, the excitement about what you're going to do or achieve,
Yeah.
you replace the fear pathway with a positive one.
Does it mention people actually achieving this?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's Dana, who said she'd never been so calm when flying after using it.
Wow.
And someone named Fran used it right after learning it on a flight and said it made a world of difference.
That's pretty immediate feedback.
It is. And Fran had this realization apparently, I can't believe how much I was missing by being afraid.
Oof. That hits home.
Yeah, the author felt the same way. Realized fear wasn't just about flying. It was stealing joy, opportunities, magic, they call it,
Yeah.
every day in lots of areas.
But it doesn't have to be that way.
That's the message. In 5 seconds, literally, you can use this tool to interrupt fear and take back control.
So where is the author now with their flying fear?
Apparently, totally gone. No longer nervous flying at all.
Really? Never.
Well, they mentioned occasionally using the rule during really bad turbulence, but mostly, kind of jokingly, to stop digging their nails into the armrest of the person next to them.
Huh. Okay, so it's manageable now, not debilitating.
Completely.
And does this apply beyond phobias like flying? Is the author still using it?
Yes, absolutely. The material says they still use the technique for other fears.
Like what kind of things?
Things like preparing for a tricky negotiation, or maybe having a difficult conversation with someone.
Okay, so how does the anchor thought work there? You're not picturing a destination.
No, you picture the successful outcome of that specific situation.
So for negotiation, maybe picturing shaking hands on a good deal.
Exactly. Or maybe toasting the deal with your partner afterwards. For a tough conversation, maybe you picture the other person thanking you or hugging you, relieved it's sorted out.
You visualize the positive resolution you want.
Right. Vividly.
And the benefit is the same. It grounds you.
Yeah, it keeps you grounded, present, feeling powerful instead of fearful. Because if you go into those things just trying to manage fear as it comes.
You're not at your best. Part of your brain is fighting the fear.
Precisely. The anchor thought lets you notice the fear, zap it with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and immediately replace it with where you want to be that positive outcome. The fear just dissolves.
So it really boils down to that core idea, doesn't it?
No.
Fear can grab you fast in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, negative habits, old fears, they can hijack you really quickly, pull you down.
But you can take control back just as fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And keep doing it. Keep choosing the anchor thought over the fear, empowering yourself again and again.
Master your mind and anything is possible. That's a powerful closer from the material.
It really is. So this deep dive has given us a really practical tool, hasn't it? The 5-second rule plus these anchor thoughts.
Yeah, a clear method to cut through fear by, well, shifting your focus.
Shifting from the anxious what if to a specific positive what will be.
And crucially, it's not just about one big fear like flying. It feels like a transferable skill.
Definitely. Something you can use anytime anxiety or fear tries to hold you back, stop you from being confident or present or effective.
In basically any situation.
Pretty much.
Okay, so maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to kind of mull over.
Yeah.
Think about a fear that's limiting you right now. Could be small, could be big. What specific positive anchor thought could you create for that situation?
And maybe ask yourself, what opportunities, what joy, maybe even what magic are you potentially missing out on by letting that fear win?